really in store today for some great magic, as she says. So let's give Amy a big, big hand.
Thank you guys for coming. Who's excited? I love the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records absolutely transformed my life. Not only did they transform my life, they've helped thousands of other people, if not millions of other people, transform their lives as well. Akashic Records is becoming more known. Who doesn't know about the Akashic Records here? Okay, I'm gonna explain what it is, no matter what. So, the Akashic Records is a field of infinite possibilities. Every word, deed, thought from the moment your soul is incepted, not from when you come in this body, but when your soul is incepted in the cosmos, when your essence becomes itself, okay? It starts recording your soul's journey, your soul's lineage in the Akashic field. And what we can do is we can tap into the Akashic field, your Akashic records, and receive love and guidance and support in any and all areas of your life. And it's not just for past lives. So some people use it just for past lives. I think if I only used it for past lives, that would be really, really heavy, because then that would mean I'm only working on healing, and not actually enjoying the human experience. Because we're actually here to enjoy the human experience. We're here to feel emotions. We're here to process experiences. We're not here to just experience butterflies and rainbows. Now, that would be amazing if everything was positive all the time, but that wouldn't be allowing us to evolve and grow, because challenges actually assist us in evolving. So what the records are doing is they're helping us for the past, the present, and the future. And there's future possibilities that we can tap into in the Akashic field. And what I want to talk to you about today is the ancestors. So the ancestors, I've been teaching my Akashic record program called Sacred Awakening since 2017. And when I first started teaching it, we call them the guardians, also known as the masters, teachers, and loved ones. They come in and they give us answers to our questions. It's definitely not fortune telling, but what they do is they give you future possibilities based on the questions that you're asking. And so what it does is it allows you to get really good and get really curious about who you are and what possibilities are available to you. Who wants to have support on demand here? Right? And sometimes we're up at night thinking of things that are stressing us out, or even not even stressing us out, but we're excited about it, or we're nervous about it, but excited in a good way. And so what the records do is it allows us to get support. When I started teaching this, the ancestors would come through every once in a while. Now they're coming through a lot. And you don't have to use the records to connect with your ancestors. So let me just make that really, really clear. The ancestors, because the veil is thinning, want to support us in having a change in our lineage. We have two different lineages. We have our soul lineage. That's where your essence becomes its actuality. And then we have our ancestral lineage. Our ancestral lineage is what we're born into this human experience. It is not necessarily all blood related. Some people have very interesting family units. Some people are adopted. Some people, their grandparents take care of them. Some people, they have other guardianships of family units. And then we have our soul family too, which is our chosen family that is not necessarily blood. And what we're here to do is we're here to have an experience, and the ancestors are wanting us to heal the lineages because they can see where there's blockages, where there's turmoil, where there's patterning that needs to change, and that you are here, you specifically here today, are here to support your lineage. Now, the lineages can have sometimes friction. Who here sometimes feels like a complete alien in their family? Right? Who here feels like the black sheep? Okay. Sometimes, and you don't even have to feel like the black sheep, but you're here to make massive changes. Every single person in your family is here to make some sort of contribution and change in the lineage. And our ancestors, you don't even need to know who they are. You don't need to know who they are. I had my fourth great-great-great-grandmother that has been coming to me to share messages. I've never met this woman. I don't even have a picture of her. But I know who she is. And then I had my 10th generation great-grandfather, which would be my 10th generation great-grandmother, was showing me things inside of the Akashic records on how the women were treated in our family back then. So you think about 10 generations back, it's a very different way women and men were treated. And even when things were passed down in family generations, what women got versus what men got in generations were very different. And culturally, that can be different and flopped around as well. It's not about men or women, it's about what they have taken on and what stories and patterns they have taken on that is being held within our DNA, being held within the cells of our body. You have over 32 trillion cells inside of your body. Most of those cells have DNA strands in them. The DNA itself holds gifts, patterns, beliefs, karma. Now, karma can be bad, positive, and when I say bad, I'm going to put that in quotations because karma is not necessarily bad. It's an exchange of what something is due or owed. It's a debt. And then you also get a debt or something coming back to you when something is good as well. And so what we want to do is we want to connect with our ancestors, and we want to connect with them in a way that is going to support us in changing the lineage. Here's the biggest piece of advice that I can give you if you want to walk away with anything today is no matter what, if your heart is telling you to do something and it's a full body yes, follow that path, because your heart is alchemy. Your heart is alchemizing to the truths of your cells, to the truths of your DNA, and it's going to lead you down a path that's going to allow you to not only change your ancestral lineage, but change your soul lineage as well, because they intersect. They're one as a whole, but they are also separate. So I mentioned before that the ancestors' lineage and the soul lineage can have friction. What that means is sometimes we are born into a family unit, and again, it can be non-blood related, that has completely different belief systems than your soul has ever experienced. And I'll give you a good example of what I mean by this. Some people are born into a religious family, and they're like, I am not on board with any of this, but I don't really quite understand it. And that's because you never had that experience before. You didn't have that many experiences, but you came in to have that experience to change something in the lineage, to change perspectives, to help patterning as well. Because sometimes people in the family decide to just do something over and over and over and over and over again until someone comes along, that's usually the black sheep, that usually is the outcast, that goes, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. I'm going to beat to my own drum. I am going to fly my freak flag completely differently than everybody else in this family. Who wants to do that? Yeah, right? So, with that being said, if you continue on a path that you are divinely guided, magical doors will open up. And when I say magical doors will open up, you don't have to see the end result. What you have to see is just one breadcrumb in front of you. And when you actually say yes, there are ancestors there that are like, let's do this. I am here. I'm ready to support you. And it is okay if you actually don't see them. There's this misconception that when you are playing with the divine, when you're playing with your ancestors, that you actually have to clairvoyantly see them in order for this to be working. Your ancestors speak to you through symbols, through synchronicities, and through claircognizance, meaning knowing. You just know something. You know it in your bones. You know it in your heart. You just know it that you're meant to be doing this. Who here knew that they were supposed to come to this talk today? Right? And what we're going to do today is we're actually going to do an ancestral healing and receive a message from our ancestors. Has anybody done this type of work before with the ancestors? A few people. Okay, if you haven't, it's okay. What I want you to do is I want you to be open to the unexpected. I also want you to be open to receiving messages later on outside of this. And what do I mean by later on? You might receive messages through a conversation that you randomly start talking to someone here or somewhere on outside of this event. You might receive a symbol. So I have different symbols for different beings, different ancestors that speak to me. It might be a scent, it might be a bird, it might be an actual symbol like a cross or a light language symbol. It can be anything, and it's my heart that knows what is true, or it's a body reaction to it, or it can be I'm seeing it and I just trust it. So who here has a hard time trusting their intuition? Who here would like to trust their intuition more? Yeah. Everybody is intuitive. Every single person's intuitive. You can receive. It's just you have to be open to receiving it, okay? So what I want to do is we're going to do an ancestral healing. And it is okay if you don't see something. You can sense it, feel it, imagine it, hear it, know it. And also, if there's, I'm going to invite you to make sound when that's available. So if you're shy, don't worry, everybody's going to have their eyes closed. So why do I want you to make sound? Because sometimes we need to get vibration moving through our body, and the throat chakra is also one of those places that holds a power center that allows you to speak your truth in a different way, and allows you to speak your truth not only to other people but to yourself. Because when you can hear yourself actually say the things that you truly want, either from what you don't want to what you want, something really magical happens. And you have to be willing to actually speak it out loud. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through this journey, and we're going to make some sounds. And it is okay if you are nervous or scared to make sounds, because some of you might be like, this is so weird, but it's all going to be good. Okay, who's ready to do the healing? Okay, awesome. So let me get a sip of water. Before we do the healing, I want to share this. When I was opening the Akashic Records today, and I'm like, who is here? How many ancestors are here? And they showed me 20 million ancestors. And when I did this last year, they showed me thousands upon thousands upon thousands. When I say 20 million, it's overwhelming. And it's because it's not just your lineage. It's all of the lineages that intersect with your lineage and the ancestors that are intersecting, and your chosen family ancestors, and your blood lineage ancestors, and all of the other ancestors as well. And they showed up as a collective of light. And each and every single one of you has something very important to do in your lineage. And it is okay if it is not super clear on what that particular thing is. What is important is that you show up and say yes to when you're being guided to say yes. And when you say yes, let go of all expectations of what you think that actually is. How many times have you ever shown up to something and it doesn't turn out exactly the way that you expected and you're disappointed? Lots of times, right? Let go of the expectation, because the ancestors want you to be exactly who you are, because you signed up for the family that you're in for many, 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 many different reasons. And a lot of times it's like, why in the world am I doing this? Why in the world am I having these conversations over and over again? Why in the world does this feel so challenging or hard? And it's because it's a part of what you signed up for. And sometimes it's a part of what you signed up for to actually say, no, I'm not doing that. I know for me, I was always a mediator in my family. Like, people would fight, people would argue, and I would mediate. And it would feel like it was my responsibility to mediate. And I had family members that didn't talk to each other for over 5 years because they're so angry at each other. And the second I stopped mediating, guess what? The problem got solved. It really did. I was like, wait, what just happened? And it's because I felt so strongly on how they were supposed to be interacting, and I was actually causing more friction and problems in the situation because I felt like it was my responsibility to fix it, and it wasn't. It was their responsibility to fix it. And so if you are having challenges in your immediate family or in your blood family or non-blood family, let go of the expectations of what you think your role is, because your role is actually quite different than sometimes what you expect it to be. Sound fair? Sound good? Okay, are we ready to do the healing? Okay, so I may or may not speak light language. If anybody doesn't know what that is, it's a cosmic galactic light language. It will sound like a foreign language. And I'll see if it wants to come through. It might come through, and if it does, don't worry if you don't know what it is. It speaks higher self to higher self. Okay, let me take a sip and then we'll do this. Okay. Close your eyes and bring your awareness into your heart space. And receive a breath. Take a nice deep breath in. Cleansing breath out. Another nice deep breath in. Cleansing breath out. And we're going to do that 3 more times. And what I want you to do is with each and every breath, I want you to feel your feet, feel your tailbone, feel your body sink. Sink, sink. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And on the exhale, feel your grounding cord start to root into the earth. Rooting, 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 rooting down. And then you're going to see, sense, feel, or imagine a crystalline ball of energy in the core of the earth. And I want you to feel your grounding cord root into that crystalline ball of energy. And that's Mother Earth's heart chakra. And then I want you to inhale, pull her energy up into you. So inhale, exhale, feel Mother Earth wrap her arms around you. Feel the great feminine energy just mother you and hold you. And then I want you to feel your heart expand. And you may sense, feel, see, or imagine as if she's touching your heart chakra, and it just starts to smile. It starts to glow. And as it glows, I want you to feel the crown of your head stretch up towards the great I am, towards the great central sun. And then I want you to feel that energy start pouring into you. This is the sacred masculine. This is creation. This is creator. Creation, creator is masculine and feminine. I want you to feel that energy surround you. It's pouring into the crown chakra. It's pouring into your third eye. It's pouring into your throat. It's pouring into your heart. It's pouring down through your lower body, down through your feet, and down through your grounding cord. And I want you to just feel these energies pulsating in your body. Taking a nice deep breath in, exhale out. And a little light language does want to come through. So, and then I want you to sense, feel, see, or imagine that there's a beautiful, ornate door in your heart space. And I want you to make your way over to the door, and you're going to do a special knock. It might just be one knock. It might be just putting your hand on the door. It might be something really, really intricate. Whatever it is, I want you to knock on the door. And as you're knocking, the door is going to dissolve and it's going to usher you in through this portal. And as it ushers you in, I want you to sense, feel, see, or imagine that there's this beautiful glowing light all around you. And the glowing light comes closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. And it's warm. It's inviting. And I want you to feel, sense, or imagine as if one or more of your ancestors is hugging you. And as they're hugging you, I want you to feel your heart just kind of surrender into the moment. I want you to feel the back of your heart also open. And this beautiful ancestor is going to take you by the hand, and it's going to lead you through a portal that's going to bring you across all space and time, where there's going to be many ancestors of yours waiting to see you, to connect with you. And when you make your way through that portal, I want you to just be an observer, and the other ancestor is going to be with you. And you're going to sense, feel, see, or imagine what your other ancestors are doing. They may be doing something fun, they may be having a challenge, they may be experiencing something, but I want you to just observe. And as you're observing, they're going to notice you. They're going to recognize you through your frequency, because you are a part of them and they are a part of you. You are connected beyond your wildest imagination. And that beautiful ancestor guide is going to bring you to another ancestor, and that ancestor is going to look at you eye to eye and connect with you heart to heart. They see you. And that ancestor is going to share a message with you. That ancestor is going to share a message with you, and I want you to just breathe. And as that ancestor is sharing the message with you, they're going to take you somewhere really important, and they're going to show you an observation room. And this observation room might not be a room, it might be a field, it might have a screen, it might have a crystal ball, it might have something for you to look through or look onto or upon. And they're going to activate this observation. What that is they're going to show you some different things that are accessible for you to experience and to change within your lineage. And that might be trust, it might be money beliefs, it might be patterns of victimization. It might be working way too hard. And I want you to just observe. And then the ancestor that's showing you these things, they're going to share another message with you. And there's a message that I'm getting to share as a collective from the ancestors, and I want you to just feel this or sense this or allow it to land in your body however it wants to land. And that is, stop chasing the carrot and be the carrot. Stop running after the thing that you want and just be the thing that you want. True embodiment is taking and pausing and stilling and involving it into your cells and into your body and being, what is it that you truly want? I want you to express that to your ancestors. What is it that you truly, truly, truly want? What is it that you're wanting to manifest? What is it that you're wanting to embody? Is that peace? Is it calm? Is it an experience with your career? Is it an experience overall? What is it that you truly want, and are you willing to share it, and are you willing to express it? And if it is, and if you are, I want you to say yes. Yes. Say it louder, say it prouder. Yes. Yes. Say it louder, say it prouder. Yes. And then I want you to say, I am. And then I want you to say, I am really loud again. And then I want you to say, I am, and then fill in the blank of what you are. I am. I want you to say it louder and prouder this time. I am. Do it one more time. I am. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale out. And then I want you to tap somewhere on your body. It could be your leg, it could be your chest, it could be your hands, it could be your arms. I want you to just gently tap somewhere, wherever it is that you are being guided to tap. And it can be gentle, it doesn't need to be hard. And I want you to open up. And what we're going to release is we're going to release some DNA from the ancestors that are no longer necessary to carry on. Some of you will know exactly what it is that you're releasing. Some of you won't understand it fully until later on, the impact that this is going to be. You can also tap your foot wherever it is, and you can also do this in your mind's eye. If it doesn't feel good to actually tap your body. I want you to take another nice deep breath in, cleansing breath out. Exhale out. Another nice deep breath in, exhale out. And then I want you to make the weirdest, strangest sound, whatever sound that is that you're being guided to make. I want you to make that. And it could be like, woohoo! Louder! Louder! One more time, loud as you can. I want you to feel the cells vibrate in your body. And then I want you to start dumping the codes, the ancestral patterns, and I want you to just kind of feel it like it's dumping through your feet, dumping through your tailbone. If you even want to imagine that you're being showered with selenite, showered with crystalline energy, showered with galactic codes that are cleansing and clearing and moving through the cells of your body and being, I want you to just allow it to come out. Allow it to be. And then you're going to take a nice deep breath in and you're going to exhale out, sticking out your tongue. Another nice deep breath in. And one more time. And then just pause and enjoy the energy. Enjoy the frequency change. And it's just you're dumping, 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 clearing, 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 clearing. Taking another nice deep breath in. Cleansing breath out. And then your ancestors, and it might be different ones, that are going to come in, they're going to share a message with you. And they're going to download some new codes, some new gifts, some new sacred knowledge that they have for you that you can embody in this lifetime, that you're going to help bring your lineage forward. Taking another nice deep breath in. Exhale out. You're going to be gifted something, and it might not make any sense to you, and it's okay. And then you're going to thank your ancestors. And then you're going to come back into your heart space. And then I'm going to share a message from the guardians. The work that you are doing is beyond your wildest imagination. The work that you are doing is not work, it is your soul's path, it is your soul's destiny. Sometimes it makes zero sense to why it's happening for you. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. Are you willing to look at that and step up to the plate and make the call to say yes to your soul's destiny? Are you willing to say yes to your soul's destiny and let go of the chaos, let go of the noise, let go of what is not necessary for you to process? Are you ready to stop processing the stuff that is not yours? If you are, say yes. Yes. Say it louder, say it prouder. Yes. Say it louder, say it prouder. Yes. Feel it in your body when you say it. Yes. One more time. Do it one more time, as loud as you can. Yes. Now take a nice deep breath in, cleansing breath out. Slowly wiggle your fingers and your toes. Slowly, slowly take your time coming back into your body. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. How are you feeling? Who wants to cry? It's really important that you let those tears go if you are wanting to cry. Because the tears hold certain emotions that are necessary to let go of. And some of you might want to go outside after this. Because being in the building all day sometimes gets a lot. And so having the fresh air, even if you go outside for 10 seconds, will be really, really helpful. If you did not see an ancestor, that does not mean that your ancestors weren't there. It's just it's going to be processed through sleep, and it's going to be processed through other experiences. And if you did see your ancestors, it still will be processed through sleep and outside of this experience as well. One of the things that's really important to understand is that you are changing and our veil is thinning rapidly. And sometimes that can feel like there's a lot going on all at once and you're missing out if you don't do 5,000 things all at once. Who feels like that sometimes? Like, I got to take advantage of all of this, right? Stop and pause and ask yourself, what is actually truly in alignment for me and what is actually a distraction? Because sometimes there are little tests that come your way that are there to test you to see if you're truly serious about the thing that you really, truly want. When I was starting my career in my coaching business, I was teaching yoga part-time just so that I could pay for my rent to do all the other things that I was doing for my business. And the moment I gave up all of my teaching gigs, the place I was renting my office out at, the chiropractor was like, hey, we're going to open up a yoga studio and you would be full-time doing this for our private clients. Are you interested? No. Sounds like a great opportunity, but no. And because I said no, everything else changed. And so sometimes when you're letting go of things, there's always going to be a little test that's available to you. And it's the no is what's the most powerful. And the yes is just as powerful too, because you actually have to say yes to that thing, but you have to say no to many other things in order to have that yes grow for you. And the ancestors want to help you grow. Has anybody ever seen the movie Coco on Disney? And he wants to be a singer because his ancestors, his great-great-grandfather was this famous musician that he didn't know was his great-grandfather. And it's because it was in his genes, it was in his blood, and he knew that he was supposed to do it even though all of his family were against music. And so there's parts of you that are meant to be doing things that you have to say yes to. It's an invitation to say yes to it. So what I want to do now is, if anybody has any questions, I want to answer some questions if anybody has questions. If nobody has questions, I'll still talk about stuff. Anybody have questions? Go ahead.
Yeah, my mom passed away in 2009,
Mhm.
and I used to see her in my dreams. I remember going to the wall and seeing her speak to me in the native language. But I hadn't seen her for some years, but I saw her last night, you know. And
Oh,
I
that's
bent
awesome.
over her and I hugged her, you know, and and I was in my dream in the energy body, you know, just wondering what that meant, you know, because I know I was kind of, maybe I needed that support because I was going through the turmoil of, you know, the new year and the changes in the government, and I've been trying to process it and, you know, kind of what's been happening and where we are, where we're going.
Yeah.
You know, so it's been a lot, you know, so, and I kind of took it on as like somebody told me, don't be a Buddha, you know,
Mm-hmm.
trying to always fix everything and take everything on your shoulders, you know.
Yeah. So is your question like, why weren't you able to see her for some time?
Yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes our ancestors, they're going through other teachings and other reviews and other levels of consciousness. And when my grandfather passed away, I would smell him all the time. I would smell my grandparents' house. And like the second I would walk in my house, I'd be like, oh, my grandfather's here because he transitioned. And then I didn't smell him for a really long, long time. And my grandma, she's very, very psychic. She's like, where is he? Why can't I connect with him? And it's because he's in school. He's in different levels of consciousness that take full concentration. Your mother's still with you. She's in your DNA. And so, but sometimes you can't feel them as closely as before because they're doing other things that they're supposed to be doing and getting the help that they're meant to be getting because other beings that are of higher consciousness come in to help them go through that school. And it's not like school, like grade school, where you got to learn this. It's deeper understanding of consciousness and the lessons that they are to learn from the life that they had and the next level of understanding. Is that helpful? Yeah, and so like I was going somewhere in the airport because my grandma was very upset because she couldn't feel my grandfather, and she's like, "Where is he?" And I'm like traveling in an airport, and all of a sudden I could smell him, and he goes, "Just tell her I'll come when I'm available." And I'm like, okay, I'll tell her. And I said he will come when, and then he did like a few months later. It's just, but he could tell that she was distressed, but she wasn't available to, because she was distressed, she wasn't available to actually sense him in a way that I could sense him. And it's not that she was broken, it's just sometimes when we're in that state, we can't allow our senses to be as spidey as they can be. And they can reach bigger fillers when we're open to it. And she came because she knew you were coming to this, and she knew that you're open to it as well. And she'll come more, but she was in school. So I hope that's helpful. Anybody else have a question?
I just remember now that in the middle of the night, a few times last night, my left arm, my shoulder mainly, it felt like it was getting pulled and lifted, and kind of like if you have a dislocated shoulder, it's like
Yeah.
being readjusted. But it felt like it was being manipulated by, energy.
Yeah.
I wasn't afraid or anything, but it happened a few times last night. I forgot about it until just now when I started tapping on this shoulder. And I have a two-part question. Does the healings and connections start before we opened up today, and that's why the shoulder was doing that throughout the night, and then I tapped here? And then the second part is 2 weeks ago I was at a spiritual thing, and I felt, not my spirit guides, because I talk with them all the time, but I felt like someone, a human spirit, had its arm around me. It was chairs just like this, and kind of like if they were doing that. And then I just felt that again, and it feels like a human, like family member that's probably.
Yeah, it's like a great grandfather.
Okay.
4 to 6 generations back, and the 4 and the 6 is because they were 6 and they were 4. So, and then the other thing is
And that was the same ancestor that was with me 2 weeks ago?
yes, and we're multidimensional. So you guys have all been here before. Like, some place in time, you all have been here before, and you experience things in other dimensions as well. And so we're multidimensional. So we can be experiencing something from 7 lifetimes ago at this exact moment in time while experiencing this human experience because we're fractile. And at some point in time, in a previous lifetime, something happened to your shoulder, and it created something within the lineage of there is this give, and I must suffer in order to give. If I continue to give, I will suffer no matter what, but it is a part of my identity that I have to give. And your friend's over here pushing you on. So that's part of that. Does anybody else feel that way sometimes where you're just like, there's this part of you that you just can't even help yourself, that there is something that you can't control the behavior, and it's because it's ingrained. And so what you're doing is you're releasing that from the coding, from the DNA, and from the lineage itself as well. So good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Anybody else have a question?
My father was a homicide detective, and he showed up while we were doing doing the work, and his father, my grandparents, and my brother all showed up, but I didn't really know what they were saying.
That's okay.
Yeah.
They have a lot of things to share with you, especially if your father was a homicide detective. Think about how much he took on from those experiences. And they become obsessive about solving cases and things like that. And not in a bad way, it's just, it's their job. Like they want to do these things and help bring peace to families, right? And so when doing that, and it could be any other sort of job, they process and they take on certain things that get ingrained within the lineage. And so part of you is like releasing those identity and releasing those compulsions. And it could be a different type of compulsion. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So whatever it is that you have a compulsion around, it's about releasing that compulsion. Hope that helps. You're welcome.
Last night I dreamed of my grandfather.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of the most closest to me among all my grandparents, but he wasn't in the best condition.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I didn't have a conversation with him. I just saw him. The morning when I opened the window, I saw a sign with the slide board saying, "We are here for you."
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So you saw your grandfather, you saw a sign this morning that says, "We are here for you," but you didn't get a message in the dream, but you got a message this morning.
Yeah, coming here also, there was a bear following me for a while near the fence. So during the meditation, I didn't see a vision. My question is, how do we need to send love or healing to our ancestors? Like, how the relation should be? Like, do we need to honor them?
That's a great question. So who here honors their ancestors? Okay. There's many ways to honor our ancestors. So we can give them blessings and offerings. So that's one way. Thinking about them is honoring them. So just having that conversation and acknowledging them, it's honoring them. So it's, for me, my stepfather passed away, and he was an engineer at a hotel. So anytime I go to a hotel and I'm doing an event or I'm hosting an event, like, he comes in. Like, he comes in all the time because I'm in a space where it reminds me of him. And I just say hi and thank you, and like whatever good memories want to flood in are great. And then also whatever wants to heal will come in if it's supposed to come in to heal as well. And so the thing about honoring our ancestors is deciding what looks right for you. There's certain days of the year that you can honor them, but any day you can do that as well. Just cooking a dish from your family's lineage or what they used to like to eat would be that. Also, just so you know, you can also honor your ancestors that haven't transitioned as well. Because we are multidimensional, and sometimes we can have family members that are still in body that need support, and we're getting clear guidance that they need support, and we can honor them. And it's not our job to fix them. That's really important. The work that you do will help heal the lineage, but let's say you have siblings or you have aunts, uncles, whatever, that don't get what you're doing at all. It is not your job to fix them. What your job is to just keep showing up, and it's up to their higher self to take on what is available to them in a way that allows them to receive the healing as well. And what I found really fascinating is I have done a lot of different healings for myself, and my siblings aren't necessarily into this, but like the more that I change, the more blessings I see that they receive as well. And they do their work in their own different ways. And no way is the right way. The right way is for you, and the right way for them is their right way as well. And so we just want to honor that. But I think that's great. I think I'll go over and I'll come back to you.
I have my ancestors come to me in my dream, my parents and relatives, and I have like cycles where they'll come like the whole week.
Oh, nice.
And then all of a sudden it stops. It's like they moved on to something else.
It's similar to what I was saying before, like you've gotten what you need from them in that exact moment in time, because they also don't want to distract you. Because there's things that you're meant to be doing, and if we're just sitting there playing with them all day long, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And so it's when they stop coming, they're either doing something or they're honoring your space. They're honoring what you're doing next, because sometimes people use anything as a crutch. So you can use any spiritual modality, you can use any practice, you can use connecting with your ancestors from a way to avoiding doing the work. And I'm not saying that you're avoiding doing the work, but what they're doing is they're making space for you to do the things that you want to do without distracting you. And I think that's really beautiful. And so also they're also sending you signs that you don't notice as much. Something about coins and something about the color yellow is something for you to pay attention to.
My bike outfit, I got a lot of yellow.
Oh, good. I love that. I love that. I'll do that, and then I'll come back to you.
My question is, if you have a past relative, mine is a grandmother, who had negative impact, like some real not good impact on you, and that seemed to go forward in your life and seems to have possibly negatively influenced you in your life, like you have certain tendencies or, towards things that you feel came from that. How do we, obviously that person has passed, how do we heal that from here if you've gone through, traditional, therapies and such, and you think that you have worked on it, you've worked, you've worked on those things that were results of that possible abuse or trauma, and it still sort of feels stuck there? Like,
Yeah.
How do we, I mean, there's lots of unforgiveness, obviously, but if it was,
Yeah.
how do we heal from this point anything that happened with ancestors that wasn't good?
Yeah, so two things is not avoid it. Talking about it and actually addressing it head on is really powerful. Also, the person that caused the pain, you can call them forward and actually yell at them. I know that sounds a little strange, but like you can say, how dare you? How dare you do this? How dare you did that? How dare you? Because there's something really powerful in actually expressing the truth of like how angry or upset you are. And that could be on behalf of another family member as well, because there's something that when there's trauma being held, it can be passed on, and it's not necessarily the same trauma, it's the trigger responses. It's the trauma response to the trauma, which then creates something. And so let's say someone was abused, and so they became a perfectionist, and they became a yeller, and they became this type of person that nothing's ever good enough, and it's because they didn't know. They were scared because of making a mistake. Well, that gets passed on, and so if we go back and we address that, it allows that grip that's being held to start to soften. And it might not soften completely, but it takes time for it to soften as well. But yelling at an ancestor is actually really powerful.
Can I ask you one more
Yeah,
question?
yeah.
Because I have two grown sons now, and so I've always wondered regarding ancestry, like, if you begin to heal things with something that happened in the past, will your children, you've probably negatively impacted somewhere along the line.
Oh, we all do.
That's right. But will they continue to heal, sort of like, has the damage already been done to your kids, or can you, if you heal this back here, they also continue to heal?
They have the opportunity to receive that healing, and what happens is you did better than your parents before. They did better than their parents before. Your children will do better than you did. And it's not about who did something wrong. It's about acknowledging they're making their changes based on the mistakes that you made. And it's really powerful to just look at it from, they're doing better than me, and that's amazing. And even like watching my mom, the way that she shows love to her grandbabies is very different than the way that she showed my siblings love. And it's because she understood that that was a mistake. And so she has the opportunity to change it. And it's not my responsibility to hold a grudge against her, because she did the best that she could do based on that exact moment in time. And now we have more information. And now she has more feedback. And she listens and understands that she has the opportunity to change that, which is really powerful. Wonderful.
Okay, so I'm the living ancestor, so I have grandchildren, but I have a strange relationship with my daughter. I got away from my abusive ex-husband, but she lived with him and grew up with him. And so we don't really have a really close relationship, and I want to have a close relationship with her and heal that, but also with my grandchildren.
Yeah.
Can I do that in the Akashic records, or how do I?
Yeah, so you can ask, like, how can I show up differently? How can I work on forgiveness for myself? Because the more that you forgive yourself for the decisions that you made, the more that can soften around the ancestral lineage itself and create openings for her to be open and receptive to receiving love from you. So it's not about working on them, it's about working on you. And the more work you do and the more initiation that you take based on what it is that you're being guided to do, and taking action quickly on it's really important. And remember, you did the best that you could do in that exact moment in time, and that was the right decision in that exact moment in time. And looking back at it now, you might have made different decisions, but it's how do you articulate that in a way that she feels seen and heard, and where you feel seen and heard as well and understood. And it's okay if she doesn't understand your perspective on it. The most important thing is that she understands that you love her. Is that helpful?
Yes, thank you.
I have a question. If your person is already passed, is the work you're doing also helping healing them? If they left in not a good state, you start to think, well, it's not my job to fix them. I learned from that, but at the same time, my growing and healing, can they feel that so they can also heal themselves?
Yeah, absolutely. So they're watching down and they can see what you're doing that's different. And so they're watching how you are growing and changing. And so they take lessons as well. And so they can observe from a different consciousness and a different perspective. And so do the work and they'll learn as well. And then they also learn through the helpers that they get too. But yeah, absolutely. Just keep showing up.
Yes, I have a question. There is, we are twins, and we have a brother that passed away from my dad's side, previous relationship. And we never met him. We always been really, really close. Can it happen that someone can give their life or say, okay, I don't want to be in this plane because I can be more helpful because we
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. So anybody that's ever had a miscarriage, anybody that's ever like lost a baby really soon, sometimes those souls choose to have that experience because it's exactly what they need, and that's exactly the experience that they wanted, and they wanted to transition quicker so they can help the lineage from the other side, or they fulfilled a karmic debt or fulfilled whatever it is that they needed in that moment, and they're ready for the next thing. And it's absolutely beautiful and perfect. Yeah.
And one more thing, we felt that it was a third baby in us. But that third baby, I guess I don't know if we, through the Akashic records, we can actually acknowledge that because we've been told that I swallowed that baby.
Yeah, that
It
happens.
was a boy.
Yeah, that happens when there's multiples. And so there's nothing you did wrong. Like, so that happens and it's just a part of the human experience. And so whatever it is that you're holding on to from that experience, I would just dump it and let it go. So,
Hi. Hi, hello. First, I honor you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And all those in, around, for you. I have a question.
yeah,
So, my brother in the last 60 days, my one and only brother, has just passed over.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and I am wondering, do I need to push, like, ask a question, or does he want to talk, or is there any way I can get some kind of acknowledgement from him, or look, or feel something?
Yeah,
Dialogue?
so I would write him a letter. Write him a letter and that will start the conversation going.
I love that.
Yeah, just write him, it's as simple as that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
write
you.
him, yeah, no problem. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so sometimes we can have something that happens in our body that is from the ancestors that, let's say breast cancer and you're having chest pain or something like that. Sometimes it can be ancestral or it can be your soul lineage that you're holding on to as well. Yeah. No problem. Do you guys want to do one more healing? Okay, perfect. So would you like to have a DNA upgrade with the ancestors? So stand up for a second and just stretch your body. And then if you want to shake it out, tap it out, you can do that. And then whenever you're ready, you can take a seat. I want you to think of a color before we close our eyes. I want you to think of a color. Does everybody have a color? And it doesn't have to be your favorite color, just so you know. Thinking of color, and then I want you to think of one more color. First color that comes to mind. Perfect. And then when you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in. Cleansing breath out. Another nice deep breath in. Cleansing breath out. And then I want you to imagine, sense, or feel there is a tunnel, and that tunnel is the first color that you thought of. And with that tunnel, I want you to step through the tunnel, and I want you to feel that color infuse into every part of your body and being. And even if you want to touch the sides of the tunnel wall, and then as you're entering through the tunnel, you're going down, 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 it's going to come into a big, gigantic opening that has a massive, majestic tree. This tree represents your ancestral tree. You can go up to the tree and hug the tree. You can go up to the tree and touch the tree. You can go up to the tree and just admire it. But you'll notice there may be leaves, there may not be leaves. Each branch represents a different sector of your family tree. And as you're looking at the tree, as you're touching the tree, as you're observing the tree, I want you to just blow on the tree. And as you blow on the tree, there's going to be different colors that start to illuminate and come forward for you. And as those colors start to come forward for you, there's going to be starting to have like DNA spirals that will start coming down from the tree, coming through the crown of your head, coming into the throat chakra itself. And then I want you to take a nice deep breath in, cleansing breath out. Another nice deep breath in, cleansing breath out. And as these DNA spirals come in, I want you to say in your mind's eye that you want a DNA upgrade. You want to dump DNA codes that are no longer serving you. So I want a DNA upgrade. And I'm dumping DNA codes that no longer serve me. And then I want you to take a nice deep breath in. And when you breathe in, I want you to breathe in that second color that I had you imagine. Breathe it in. And then exhale it out and feel it go through every bone, every cell of your body and being. And as it's moving through the cells of your body and being, I want you to take another nice deep breath in and a cleansing breath out. And I want you to notice, sense, feel, see, or imagine that that beautiful, majestic tree is going to start to have arms. And these beautiful ancestors are going to start coming out of the tree, and they're going to start surrounding you. They're going to start praising you. They're going to start celebrating you. They're going to start acknowledging what you have done. And I want you to just open your heart to actually receive. You're not giving anything. You don't have to do anything. I want you to actually receive their praise, receive their love, receive. And you may feel different other colors coming in, but I want you to receive. And then they're going to take you by your hand and they're going to bring you into the tree. And when you go into the tree, it's going to open up into this beautiful galactic soul and ancestral lineage. And you may notice it as sacred geometry. You may notice it as other beautiful lines, symmetry. It's all sorts of different things that are going on in there. And you're going to be guided to touch something. And I want you to touch it. And as you touch it, there's going to be all these codes that you're going to start dumping. These are codes that no longer serve you. You're going to dump them, dump them, dump them, dump them, dump them, clear them, clear them, clear them, clear them, clear them. And then I want you to take a nice deep breath in. Exhale out. Another nice deep breath in. Exhale out. And then they're going to start sharing with you what you're dumping, specifically what you're dumping. It might be unworthiness. It might be overworking. It might be anxiety. It might be stress. It might be money patterns. What are you dumping? What are you dumping? What are you dumping? What are they telling you that you're dumping? I want you to imagine you're dumping it, releasing it. They may even be pulling things out of you, pulling things out of you, pulling things out of you, pulling things out of you. And then what I want you to do is I want you to start tapping your legs. And then if it feels good to tap somewhere else besides your legs, you can do that. And then I want you to notice, sense, feel, see, or imagine that there's this light spiraling down your spine or wherever it is that you are tapping. And you can tap as hard as soft as you can. And I want you to just tap, 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 release, 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 and make noise. You can make it louder. And if it feels good to stand up, you can. If it feels good to lean forward, you can. Whatever feels good. I want you to just make gentle movements, and I want you to ooh, make any sound that you want. Ooh, swirl your body. And what the movement is doing, what the tapping is doing, is it's releasing, releasing, releasing. And then we're going to activate DNA that has ancestral gifts in it. Activating DNA, but we got to release, release, release. And how open are you to releasing? And it can be gentle, it can be gentle, it can be gentle. It doesn't have to be hard. It could be gentle, 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 gentle. Take a nice deep breath in and breathe that color in, whatever color it is that you're being guided to breathe in. Breathe it in, breathe it in. Feel the vibrations, feel the vibrations, feel the vibrations, feel the vibrations. And then I want you to just take a breath. Exhale out. And feel the release. Take another nice deep breath in. Exhale out. Another nice deep breath in. Exhale out. And then I want you to feel one or more ancestors come, and they're going to hold your hands, and they're going to look at you eye to eye, eye to eye. And I want you, the eyes are the window, the soul to the windows. Well, windows to the soul. I'm saying it backwards. And I want you to just look at your ancestors, and they're going to show you something. And you may see it, sense it, feel it, imagine it, know it. What are they showing you? And you might telepathically hear it. You might telepathically feel it. What are they showing you? They're showing you something about you. They're showing you something about your lineage. Taking another nice deep breath in. Cleansing breath out. I want you to feel your third eye start to open. And your ancestor is going to kiss you on your third eye. And when the ancestor kisses you on the third eye, this is going to start to open up new codes within the DNA. And if it feels good to gently just put your finger on that spot on your third eye, you can, and you don't have to, but if it feels good. And then you're going to feel a color go through your fingers into that spot. Take another nice deep breath in. Cleansing breath out. You're going to receive a very important gift. This might be the gift of sight. This might be the gift of knowledge. This might be the gift of, and you can fill in the blank. There's a gift. And then your ancestor is going to touch you in different spots. And that's where cells hold DNA, where they're touching you. And it's going to start to activate certain things within your body. Taking another nice deep breath in. Exhale out. There's like a bunch of different crystalline energies, so I'm going to just call them in. Whatever ones feel good, receive them. Whatever ones don't, you can just like kind of swipe them to the side. So turquoise, black tourmaline, ruby kyanite, rose quartz, and it's okay if you don't know what it is, as long as it feels good. Fluorite, yellow fluorite, purple fluorite, green fluorite, sapphire of every color, chocolate diamond, and whatever other crystalline energy you like. You're going to take another nice deep breath in. Exhale out. And to activate a gift, and it's more than one gift, there's going to be another spirit, there's going to be one or more spirit animals that are going to come forward. These are also represent the ancestors. I'm seeing peacocks and red cardinals and wolves and dogs and cats and lots of different types of birds. We're going to make some sound, so I want you to just Receive another breath. And we're going to do the cosmic sound, and it's Om, and it's just going to be one repeating after the other, and so it's just going to keep going. So just keep it, you're going to Om and keep going and as you're breathing in and out. So and sit in that vibration. Sit in the vibration. Notice the change. And as you're in this beautiful tree, there's going to be something that you're meant to touch. And as you touch it, I want you to just observe. What are you observing? What are you noticing? And the ancestors may start speaking to you or may just send you feelings or emotions. And then I'm hearing this really clearly. There's some more things for you to release in order to fully activate that what wants to come forward. What is it that you're shyly releasing? What is it that you are like reluctantly releasing? What is it that you're nervous to release? And just call yourself out on it. Acknowledge it. And then allow the ancestor to help you dump it. Allow it to help you release it. And there's something really beautiful that by just acknowledging, like, this is hard for me to release this, help me. Help me release it. Help me let it go. Just help me. And as they're helping you release it, as they're helping you let go, they're going to share with you how they want to help you beyond this experience. How do they want to help you beyond this experience? And maybe through emotions, and you may be downloading and receiving later information at a later date. How do they want to help you? And most importantly, what is it that they really want you to know? What is it that they really want you to know? Take another nice deep breath in. Cleansing breath out. Another nice deep breath in. Cleansing breath out. I want you to feel the tree starting to infuse in color. It could be one color or multiple colors. And as it's infusing, allow it to go into the DNA strands that want to be activated, that want to be open, that want to be released. And then we're going to make some more sound. Taking a nice deep breath in. Make any sound you want on the exhale. Louder. Louder. If there's anywhere else you want to tap on your body, make that sound and make a movement. Louder. 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 Make a different sound now. Go ahead and make a different sound. What sound are you being, might be low, it might be loud. What sound is it that you're being guided to make? One more time. One more time. Make the sound. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale out. Feel your body. Feel the edges of your body. Feel, if you have hair, feel the hair on your head. If you have your clothes on, everybody has clothes on here. Feel your clothes. Feel the edges. Feel the fabric. Feel your actual physical body. I want you to just like come back into your body. And there's one word that's going to help you remember your ancestors and what they're wanting to guide you through. What is that word? I want you to receive it. And it might be so silly where you're like, no way, that's the word. That's your word. It might be practical, but that's your word. And then they're going to share with you why that word's important. And then I want you to take another nice deep breath in. Exhale out. And the guardians are saying that color frequency is important because when there is pain, when there is discord, when there is something that is not a frequency match or something that is missing from your body, it is actually a color. When you need something, it's a color that helps to bring something into balance. And so there's certain colors that the ancestors are encouraging you to wear or encouraging you to breathe in or encouraging you to absorb into your body. And those colors, depending on the day, are really important. So if you hear a rare red shirt or you're thinking about wearing a green shirt or you're thinking about a particular color, bring that into your body, breathe it in, think about it, acknowledge it, because that is a frequency that supports you into coming into balance. It's also a frequency that can help you connect with the ancestors as well. So I want you to just breathe that color in one last time. Exhale out. And then start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can rub your hands together if that feels good. Make them nice and warm. And then you can cup your hands over your eyes. And then you can bring your hands about a foot away from your face. Looking at the palms of your hands. You can blink your eyes open, and then you can relax them down. How are you guys feeling? What? Upgraded. Good, good, good. Couple things I want to share. Eat good protein. That doesn't necessarily mean animal protein, but whoever eats animal protein, eat good protein. Whatever vegetarian-based, vegan-based, or carnivore-based, eat good protein because your body needs it in order to do some of the work that we just did today, and also drink lots of water. there are going to be messages that come through for you. It's important that you pay attention to your messages. Also, write down some of the things that you received. Share it with a friend, because when you share it, you'll actually integrate it deeper into your body and being. Some of you may have came with friends here, so talk about it afterwards. Does anybody feel weird or heavy? Okay, that's normal. Okay, and the reason why it's normal is sometimes we're moving something really ancient and old, and it can feel strange releasing it and letting it go. So just give yourself permission to let it be gentle. Also, just so you know, this doesn't have to be hard. This can be a very slow integration of what we just did over days and weeks and not in 1 hour. Does that make sense? And some of you will ignore me. And you're going to get ascension symptoms. Don't do that. It's not worth it. Like, take your time and let it integrate. What do I mean by that? Some people are like, I want it hard, I want it fast, I want it now. I want to change right this second. Give it to me now. Who's like that? Right? So instead, you're going to say, I want this gentle. Does everyone want to say that together? I want it gentle. I'm going to be easy on myself. I want it to be much softer. It's also really important, this is a couple things that the ancestors want to say. When you are working with them, you can do offering plates. Whatever, it could be chocolate, it could be, you could literally offer them salt. It could be plants. It could be a particular thing that they liked, but offerings are really good. And then the question is if it's food, can I eat that offering? And the answer is yes. It's nice to actually have something that makes a gesture where, and I'll give you an example of like tangerines. Maybe you put a tangerine on your altar and you let it sit there for a couple of days. It's infused with all sorts of different magic from your ancestors because you made that offer, and it is okay to eat it. I know, like, some people are like, I can't do that after I did that. It's absolutely okay to eat it because it's infused with all of their energy and all of their magic. To make the offering, it's as simple as just coming from the heart. I'm offering this to, and you can literally say a specific ancestor or your ancestors in general that you're making that offer, and the very specific, I'm offering this to my ancestors that serve my highest good, that are here to support my soul's evolution. It's really important to state that because you can have ancestors that are not on the right path. And so it's really important to understand what it is that you're saying. Is that helpful? Very, very helpful. When it comes to offerings, does anybody here make offerings to them? Okay. Is anybody confused about offerings? What part makes you confused?
What do you know? How do you know what to offer if I've never met or connected to them before, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to offer.
It's what comes from the heart. So if you're thinking like, hey, I want to make an offer, what actually feels good to me to make an offer? It could be as simple as some chocolate. It could be as simple as a rose. It doesn't have to be complicated, and you don't have to spend money on it. So you can just take what's available in your house at that exact moment in time. It could be any day of the week that you want to do it. And most importantly, it's about creating sacred space for it. And so if you don't have an altar, I highly recommend making one. Does it have to be an entire room? Nope. It could be a tiny little shelf this big or a little tray that's where you bring it into different parts of your house and you do that. Do you have to have pictures of your ancestors on that particular tray? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You can have something that represents your ancestors like a feather. Or you can have something that represents your ancestors like an old-time picture, even if it's not your ancestors. You can have something that, let's say one of your ancestors was a blacksmith or something like that. You can have something that symbolizes something that you are connected to. My ancestors were tobacco farmers, and so I will have tobacco leaves that I will bring, or I'll energetically call them in and put them in on my altar. And energetically, you can just think of what that is and you place it onto the altar itself, and it's really helpful. I think that sometimes people overcomplicate what it is that they're supposed to be doing when it comes to spiritual stuff. I see some smiles. It doesn't have to be complicated whatsoever. It just has to come from the heart itself. And most importantly is you'll want to give yourself permission to just follow what it is that you're being guided to do for your ancestors itself. And sometimes it's just a color. I'm going to wear red today because that makes me feel like I'm connected to my ancestors. Make sense? Awesome. If you are interested in learning more about the Akashic Records, I am hosting a 10-day, it's absolutely free, it's 10-day Akashic Record Masterclass series. It's called Soul Evolution Masterclass series. If you go to amyheals.com, that's AMYHEALS.com, you can sign up. It starts February 17th. Also, you can see my beautiful friend Natalie and Dina, and they'll hand you a card for it as well that has a QR code on it. We're going to be doing 5 free ancestral, soul lineage, money healings, all sorts of different things that are available to you. And I'll be giving away some prizes as well. So if you want to join me, that's February 17th. If you can't join us live, you can catch the replay. And then I have a couple minutes to take some questions if you guys want.
When we were doing the healing and
Yeah.
thinking about colors, I thought of the color red. 2 seconds later, and I saw me wearing a red sweater. 2 seconds later, you talked about the color red and wearing the clothes, and then you mentioned it again. So it's like bam, bam.
There you go, confirmation. Yeah. We're galactic. We're all little aliens. So they're wanting you to connect more with your galactic lineage and not just think just human. Yeah, it's really important because the galactic stuff's coming more and more. And like some people think like extraterrestrial, I don't really like that word because it's outside of us. We're all galactic beings having a human experience, and so they're trying to show you what you truly are in your first form. Yeah, no problem. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. I really enjoyed this. If you have any questions, come see me. Bye, guys. Hi, my dear. I love your jeans.
Thank you, folks. If we could please have everybody exit through the front doors safely and slowly. Please take all your items with you. If you are coming to the next workshop in this room, please exit and we'll let you in when we're ready. Please exit through the front doors, not the back door.
Attachments.